Namaste and welcome to Psychiana. I'm Ritu Lalit, and today's video we are driving into a very powerful planetary shift. Jupiter is transiting into Gemini. It is moving from an earth sign, Taurus, and into an air sign, Gemini. And this marks a major shift in collective energy. Taurus is very grounded and Gemini is fast moving, intellectual. And this is going to be a major shift for all the 12 signs. Continue watching with me and I will give you a detailed reading on how this is going to impact you, especially your financial life, because Jupiter is all about abundance, all about money. Jupiter or Guru is the planet of wisdom, of Dharma, and it is a very expansive energy and it is moving into Mercury. So what is this transit going to do for us? First of all, it's going to enhance communication and it is going to be very beneficial for students, for teachers, for travel networking, for learning. And it is going to be all about Gemini energy, curiosity, communication, adaptability. And sadly enough, the classic Gemini negative, scattered mental focus. So what I would say is, for this transit, keep grounded. Meditate on your root chakra. This Jupiter transit begins in Mrigashira Nakshatra. Mrigashira is ruled by Mars. And the energy that Mrigashira brings to the planet is very restless. There is a quest, a very restless kind of a Bechan kind of a quest for truth and knowledge. You are going to feel unsettled. You're going to be pulled to explore new paths, new ideas, and even new relationships. So one has to be very disciplined through this transit. Then later on, the nakshatra that it moves into is Ardhara. Ardhara is Rahu. Ardhara is aggressive. Ardhara is also an energy that is malefic without any cause. It tries to interfere in other people's business just to get a reaction out of other people. And then it moves into Punarvasu. Punarvasu is a very stable energy. It is ruled by Jupiter, and that is where it brings this entire transit into a full karmic circle. There is intellectual evolution beginning with a search for truth, and then once you have that truth, you want to interfere in other people's quest for truth, and then you slowly start absorbing the truth that you have, the intellectual exercise that you have been engaging in. Now, how is this going to affect us as far as our profession and as far as our finances go? First of all, this is a great opportunity for teachers, for orators, for writers, for digital educators. The focus is on duality. It is a focus totally on balancing left brain logic with right brain intuition. And while we are going through this quest for knowledge, I would advise everyone to be very careful about emotional balance and information overload. This is a good period to learn astrology, healing sciences, languages. It's a good time to engage in public speaking. And when we are talking about Jupiter, one has to always talk about finances. There will be a lot of opportunities, my friends, for communication-based ventures. Jupiter in Mrigashira focuses on financial gains through writing, through media. teaching, networking, social connections. And also Gemini is all about intellectual energy, about technology. So AI, e-commerce, tech-driven investments, and since Mars is being activated, there is going to be a lot of interest in short-term investments. Mars influence encourages quick, dynamic financial moves, short-term speculative ventures. They can be very beneficial if well researched. But do your research before you invest in anything that's short-term and speculative. You can see a lot of gains through travel, through mobility, short distance travel. Industries try to, mobility can see gains like transport, like tourism. But while I'm talking about financial investments, I must also caution everybody that Mars's influence is very restless. It will lead to impulsive spending, and it can also lead to searching for multiple opportunities without focus. That can lead to financial overextension, so be careful. And another thing to be careful about is the combustion period. Jupiter comes very close to the Sun between June 9th and July 9th, 2025, and that is when Jupiter goes combust. This is shortly after it exits Mrigashira and enters Ardhra. Financial decisions made during this time may face delays or may have reduced clarity. So that can lead to losses, so avoid major investments during that period. Also, I would like to caution you that Jupiter and Mercury have uncomfortable interaction with each other. See, Jupiter is all about long term. It's a slow moving planet, is heavy. Investments that Jupiter wants you to make are always slow growing and long term. Whereas Mercury is going to want short term investment. And then there is the Mars influence that is going to make things very reckless. So be disciplined. Plan carefully before you do any investment and expect market volatility, especially in communication, tech and media sectors. There can be a potential for quick gains, but also risk of misinformation. Now let me talk about how this is going to affect you personally. Aries, Jupiter transits your third house. Third house is about communication, siblings and short trips. You can expect gains due to writing, marketing, digital ventures. You can also gain through networking through your siblings or neighbors. You can get opportunities for freelance work through neighbors and siblings, and those can be lucrative. Online ventures or freelance work is always going to be lucrative during this period for you, Aries, but you are going to be tempted to overspend on expensive gadgets, overspend on travel or on expensive courses. And Mars influence may spark conflicts over shared resources. Focus on skill-based incomes and avoid overcommitting financially. Taurus, this is all about second house for you. Wealth, family, communication. Jupiter is going to support financial growth and family bonding. Be cautious about loaning money to people, especially people in your immediate family, and be cautious of spending. You have a strong potential for wealth accumulation during this 1 year transit through communication, through teaching and creative pursuits. and your family is going to support you in this venture. So focus on avenues like tech, like education. Jupiter here directly boosts these sectors, and avoid overspending on luxury, education and speculative ventures. Avoid loans. Avoid risky investment. Save a portion of your earnings and invest in stable assets like gold. If you find gold too expensive, go for FDs and for silver. Generally, this is all about first house for you. First house is self, personality. This is a transformative period centered around self-growth and confidence. There can be recognition in your career. Your personal charisma and communication skills will attract financial opportunities, especially in media, in sales, public speaking. Startups can thrive during this transit. But Gemini, scattered energy, mental fog, can dilute your profits. Overconfidence can lead to risky financial promises. Prioritize on one or two high potential ventures. Maintain a budget. Stay disciplined. Cancer, this is all about 12th house for you. 12th house is all about spirituality, but it is also about isolation. Cancer, as a birth sign, you do not thrive in isolation. So avoid staying alone. Force yourself to be in company, but at the same time, focus on spirituality. Expenses may rise for you. You can gain through foreign connections, spiritual ventures and creative work, particularly creative work which is behind the scenes, like being a ghostwriter, like going into behind the scenes work like editing, scripting and other creative ventures. There can be unexpected expenses, Cancer, that can wipe out your hidden income sources. So just be very careful. Avoid overspending on travel, charity or health, and be careful, do your research, because there might be lack of clarity due to 12th house isolation. Track your expenses meticulously. Avoid speculative investments. Leo, this is all about your 11th house. 11th house is gains. 11th house is social connections, networking. There is a lot of possibility of financial growth. But Saturn's influence on your birth chart calls for resource protection. You can collaborate with friends, with organizations, and that is going to boost your income. But it can also be very challenging. Avoid overspending on social events, on speculative schemes. Saturn aspect from Pisces may delay gains. Leverage connections for partnerships, but always do your research. Verify financial agreements. Virgo, this is all about 10th house for you. 10th house is professional growth. It is professional recognition. You can get financial gains and international opportunities during this transit. And a lot of financial awards, especially in communication, IT and education sectors, Jupiter-based sectors. Recognitions will bring bonuses, will bring raises. The challenge for you is overworking. That can strain your health. Avoid speculative career moves. Negotiate for a better pay. Explore side gigs. Hustle. Because consultation and teaching are going to give you a lot of money during this transit. Libra, it's all about the 9th house for you. 9th house is lucky. It is all about spiritual and intellectual pursuits, which are totally favored by Jupiter. So travel and education opportunities will rise, but conflicts with your spouse. Luck brings gains through publishing, higher education, international ventures. But then there will be expenses on travel, expenses on educational courses, and those may bring financial strain into your life. Over optimism can be a problem. Invest in knowledge based assets, certifications with clear ROI. Scorpio, this is all about your 8th house. 8th house is occult. 8th house is transformation. Expect deep personal change in the way you think, in your interest. You could be very fascinated with hidden knowledge right now. Be cautious with finances and health. Gains through shared resources, inheritance, research-based work, data analysis, etc. can be lucrative for you. There can also be sudden losses or debts if finances are mismanaged. Avoid risky loans and investments. Focus on secure long-term investments and avoid impulsive financial partnerships. Sagittarius, this is all about the 7th house for you. 7th house is partnerships, legal partnerships, business partnerships, as well as spousal partnerships. Your gains are going to come from these areas. You are going to benefit in this transit, and so is your spouse. You will find that your spouse's income will also rise along with yours. But watch it, there can be disagreements about shared finances. So do not be dependent on your partner's resources. Formalize financial agreements in partnership to avoid dispute. Capricorn, this is all about your 6th house. 6th house is health and work. Workplaces challenges will rise. Income is through service-oriented work for you, through consulting, through health and tech industries. Debt repayment becomes easier, but your expenses on health or workplace conflicts will also rise. Mars influence may spark impulsive purchases. Build an emergency fund. Avoid workplace financial disputes and focus on service-oriented work. Aquarius, it's all about creativity and romance for you. It's 5th house. Academic gains for students and Aquarius, all Aquarians, you will gain through creative projects, through speculative ventures, teaching. Avoid gambling or even speculative market. They're very high risk right now. You have a tendency to be over optimistic, Aquarius. So just be very careful about that. Diversify into investments and limit speculative spending. Pisces, it's all about your 4th house, home, family, emotional grounding. There can be relocation of your residence or property. You could invest in property. Pisces, there can be gains through real estate and home-based businesses. Your family is going to be very supportive. Investments in property and vehicles will appreciate, but there is expenses on home repairs, on family needs. There can be emotional spending due to Mrigashira's restlessness. Prioritize long-term assets over short-term luxuries, Pisces. Now Jupiter going through Gemini, because both of them are so opposite in nature, you will have to balance both these energies. To harmonize both these energies, keep a gratitude journal. Honor your teachers and mentors, which is very Jupiter energy. And during the combustion period, that is June 9th to July 9th, avoid holding any major puja or homa, havan. And also be mindful of overcommitting or scattering energy around this time. And for precise insights, consult an astrologer with your birth chart, with your birth details, so that you can be very clear about how your transit interacts with your natal planets and your dasha periods. If you have a specific zodiac sign or area of life, like career, like relationships, that you'd like more details on, or if you want to explore how this transit interacts with your birth chart, you can get in touch with me on social media and I can give you a personalized response on it. Standard Jupiter transit remedies are use of yellow sapphire, of topaz or pukraj, if Jupiter is benefic in your chart. Chanting the Guru Bij mantra, Om Gram Greem Grom Se Guruve Namah, daily 108 times can be beneficial. And if you can't do any of those, don't worry about it. Write 10 things that you are feeling grateful about. Donate books. Support education for underprivileged children. And Jupiter is going to be very beneficial on you. Jupiter in Gemini is an invitation to expand your mind, to connect with your inner guide, with your spiritual teacher. Use this energy wisely. Go within yourself. We are all accompanied by our own personal guides. They are invisible, they are on a different plane, but they are always with us. You may know it as your antaratma. You may know it as your higher self. Whatever you want to call it, that is your inner teacher. Connect with the inner teacher and listen to the advice that they give you. If you like a personal reading, please join me on my Patreon or connect with me on social media for both astrological advice as well as healing sessions. If this video has resonated with you, please like, share and subscribe to Psychiana. Namaste.